Welcome back, everybody, to another installment of FishLocked. I know I haven't done like a cool, wacky intro in a few weeks. I'm gonna be real, I just haven't gotten any clever ideas. But we are back 10 episodes deep. 10 weeks in a row, haven't missed a single week yet. That's your boy. I love fishing. Last week, we kept going in Dragonflight. We had lots of stuff to do in Dragonflight, lots of side quests, lots of crafting materials that we didn't even get all of them of. But you know what? We're getting there, and eventually we're going to get done with it. This week's a big one. Player housing's coming out in a couple of days. Yes, I know when you're watching this, it's already coming out, but it's not out yet for me. So I've got some things I want to get to before I get to player housing, and that includes the big thing that we're doing today. I don't even want to do this. As you guys know, in the last videos, I wanted to completely skip this, pretend like it didn't exist, because in my mind, it kind of doesn't exist. We're gonna go into the worst expansion of all time, the Shadowlands. Ugh. I'm even grossed out just thinking about it. Yes, we're gonna hit Shadowlands, even though there's really not that much to do. I'm telling you, me skipping out on Shadowlands, we weren't skipping out on a whole lot. But you know what? I'll let you guys see that when we get to it. First thing I needed to do, though, was, of course, check all my dailies. You know, Zul'Gurub, try to get my crafting resin for Dragonflight. But on the first day of this week, we actually did get Crocolisk in the city from Old Man Barlow. That's right. He rarely has this thing, but he did have it on the first day of this week. I headed to Orgrimmar, got the little crocodile, headed back, turned it in, and in my bag, we got nothing. We didn't get a pet again. It's ridiculous. I'm like not even getting this pet, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine, okay? One more thing, though, that my chat did let me know about was that last week when we were in Dragon Isles, we did the side quest where we rode this little boat down a river and caught a bunch of fish for a quest for the Tuskarrs. And my chat let me know that I missed out on a toy, that I needed to catch 40 fish in one go on the boat, and I would get a Tuskarr boat as a toy. Not the Tuskarr boat that we missed out on, all right? Not the floaty boaty, but the Tuskarr dinghy. So I went back, you know, it took me 2 tries, but I did get 40 in one go. We got the achievement, and we got the Tuskarr dinghy. So yeah, I like this Tuskarr dinghy. It's pretty cool, but there was nothing else I could do. Stalling was over, and it was time to start Shadowlands. To start off Shadowlands, of course, I didn't want to do any quests because who wants to do any Shadowlands quests? I ran straight to the portal room, and I could teleport straight to Oribos, and I got into Oribos, and there was no NPCs. I couldn't fly out of Oribos because you need to flight path out of Oribos. It's it's the worst expansion. You can't just go to the zones. You have to fly out of the city into the zones. The zones don't even connect to each other. You got a flight path all over. I could go on and on about how much I don't like Shadowlands, but I'll leave it to the fishing. But since there was no NPCs, I did unfortunately need to do an intro quest, and I was pretty upset about this. So I went over to Orgrimmar, and I was trying to find an intro quest, but I wasn't sure where to find it. Online, it said I needed to get the intro quest from the Death Knights right in front of the War Chief building in Orgrimmar, but they weren't there, and I wasn't sure why they weren't there. But after abandoning some quests, they showed up, so I started it, and we headed over to Oribos. But luckily, we were able to skip the mall. We didn't have to go through the mall. I had PTSD of the mall running around when back in the day you used to not even be able to use a mount there, but we got to skip it all. And I bet you're wondering what covenant I chose, and I didn't choose any. What did you think? We're here to fish, not do anything else. As soon as the NPCs were there, the flight path master was there, I was ready to head out and fish. Now, since there wasn't really a whole lot to collect and achieve in the Shadowlands when it comes to fishing, my whole goal was pretty much just to fish around and explore all the different lakes and places that there was to fish, because that's just about all we could do. My chat voted that the first place we go to was Revendreth, so I flew over to Revendreth, and actually within just a few minutes of being there, I found something. I see a little lake down here. That's where we're going first. We got to hit all these lakes and rivers. How about that? How about we will hit every single one of these little pools once before we leave? 10 minutes in Shadowlands and you're already going crazy. Wait, what is that? Wait, I already see a fishing rod, an angler's rod. What is it? Wait. Guys, we're already finding fishing stuff? Oh, and there's a bobber right there. Oh wait, is this the toy already? Well, don't mind if I just take this. Do I kill this thing? I'm assuming. All right. Bat visage bobber. All right. Well, we already got a fishing toy. Is that probably that little bobber that was there, right? Oh wait, let me put on the massive bobber too. It didn't even get bigger. Okay. Well, we got a little gargoyle bobber, eh? Pretty nice, right? I didn't even know that was right there. I actually thought it was like more over towards the raid or something. Oh, the bobber did get bigger now. Now, I hate to say it, and some people might argue it in the comments, but this bobber toy that we got was pretty much the one and only like reward that we would be getting here from Shadowlands. There's no other toys, there's no pets. There is one other thing, but we'll get that at in a minute. But after getting this, I did realize that I never actually trained to learn Shadowlands fishing skill, so I had to fly back to Oribos again and go to the fishing trainer where I learned the skill. And the fishing vendor there in Oribos actually had a new fishing rod, and you know, it was kind of cool looking, but my underlight angler was still cooler, so I was still going to use my underlight angler. Perception wasn't a thing yet in Shadowlands, so I didn't need to use my perception fishing rod here. But yeah, since I got the one and only toy, I pretty much from here was just going to explore the zones and find all the coolest looking fishing spots. And there was some cool ones over in Revendreth. We explored all the different lakes and ponds and rivers. The thing with Revendreth though was there was a lot of spots on the map that looked like they were fishable areas because it looked like it was water on the map. But once you got over to it, it was just really a bunch of mist and you couldn't actually fish there. But some of the spots that were fishable there were pretty cool. Not gonna lie, Revendreth was always my favorite zone back in Shadowlands, so I enjoyed being there. It was a nice vibe. But yeah, I got up to 50 skill, and I thought since the max skill points was 200, I would do about 50 points in each zone. So after I was done here in Revendreth, I headed over to Bastion. Now, Bastion was definitely my favorite zone when it came to beauty and fishing, and multiple times I just kind of stopped where I was and just admired the zones that I was in Bastion. There were some pretty places. Oh, dude, wait, that is beautiful. Holy shit, look at that. Holy shit. That's beautiful right there. Now, there was some interesting items that I did find in Bastion. There was a different bobber as well, but this bobber wasn't actually a toy. It was a one-time use item that changed the bobber. I don't know why they randomly made this one a one-time use bobber and not a toy like the rest of them, but okay. I'm not gonna farm a bunch of these just to have them. It's not even like a cool bobber or anything. But I did also get an item that would allow me to pick locks on my own without a rogue, but to use it, I would need blacksmithing, and this is FishLocked, so it's useless to me because I'm not learning blacksmithing to use this. But again, I explored all the different areas in Bastion. This place was beautiful, and there was a shit ton of places to fish at, so I explored them all, enjoyed them all, but then eventually, once again, it was time to move into the next zone, so we moved into Maldraxxus. And this zone is ugly. All right, I don't get it. There was some people in my stream during this who enjoyed this zone, said it was their favorite zone. I don't know how anybody likes this zone. It looks like if Asmongold's room was like an entire World of Warcraft zone, but I digress. I tried exploring around to the different fishing spots. There wasn't a whole lot because a lot of it was like this acid that I couldn't actually fish in, but there was a couple spots that were like, I'm not gonna say that they were good spots, but they were spots to fish in. And yeah, that was pretty much it there. And then I moved into Ardenweald to finish things off, and this was a much prettier zone. I was glad to be finishing things off here. It had nice spots, nice vibes, and fishing around here, I did eventually hit 200 max fishing skill, getting the achievement, and this was the only fishing achievement in Shadowlands. See, it's not that I don't like fishing in Shadowlands. It seems to me like Blizzard didn't like fishing in Shadowlands because they didn't add jack shit. Maybe that's why they put so much extra love into fishing in Dragonflight, because they neglected it here in Shadowlands, but I feel like they neglected everything in Shadowlands, especially the player base. And now, before we move out of here, let me address the elephant in the room about Shadowlands that I know I'm going to get comments about. I've probably already gotten comments about it from people who haven't made it this far in the video. I've been getting comments about it in my old videos, and let's talk about Zereth Mortis. Because yes, there is a mount that you can get by doing some fishing activities in Zereth Mortis, and this mount does fly. This could be my first flying mount in FishLocked, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't want it. I actually don't want it. For starters, Zereth Mortis is actually really annoying to get to and unlock. Yes, I could get summoned because there's a summon stone to the raid over in Zereth Mortis, but I was told by a pretty reliable source that if you go to Zereth Mortis without unlocking Zereth Mortis, you just get constantly CC'd, and that sounds really annoying. I don't want to do that. I especially don't want want to do the quest to unlock Zereth Mortis. And more importantly, some may not agree with this. I'm going to say a couple takes that some may not agree with, but the mount that you can get here is ugly. I find it incredibly ugly, actually. And I don't think it would be satisfying to get this as my mount, especially my first flying mount. So I kind of just want to avoid it. All right, spoiler alert, there is a much nicer, in my opinion, flying mount to get in the War Within from fishing. And I feel like the War Within being the current expansion kind of would be our quote-unquote end game for FishLocked, even though it won't end when we get there. So I think the War Within flying mount would just feel more, I'd feel more accomplished by getting that mount than getting the one in Shadowlands, so I wanted to wait to get that one. And also, I'm not the biggest fan of flying in general. I know a lot of people in the comments want me to fly so badly, but I actually really enjoy World of Warcraft, like, on the ground. In my opinion, I wish World of Warcraft never added flying ever. I'm a big classic WoW enjoyer. I play a lot of hours, many leveled characters in the classic WoW, and I do enjoy being on the ground. I don't like flying. I think it takes away from the world itself. But hey, if you like flying, that's okay. I'm not here to argue on whose opinion is better. This is just my opinion. If your opinion's different, that's okay. But being on ground, it just feels better to me. Being in the world, I like exploring the world from the ground. It also brings me back to when I was a kid playing the game, because when I was a kid playing the game, I was always on the ground. I wasn't really flying. Even when flying was introduced in World of Warcraft, it was really expensive. So I never really got it. So it took me a long time to even get flying. I don't know if you guys remember, like the flying skill was really expensive. When they added flying in Azeroth, you had to buy a license to be able to fly. There was all kinds of crazy hoops, so I never got it because I didn't have that much gold. I feel like I don't need to explain my reason for not wanting to fly to everybody. All right, I don't need to explain myself to other people. So yeah, I'm not gonna be getting this mount in Zereth Mortis for now, at least. Maybe one day I'll come back and get it, but for me personally, I want to get the War Within flying mount and have that be my flying mount. And I also just want to get the hell out of Shadowlands because I hate it here. And so, yeah, I left. And for the next couple days after this, I really just did my dailies of Zul'Gurub, checking Old Man Barlow, my Legion dailies. There was actually a new Legion world quest for once. Crazy. I'm not going to crash out, I swear. But we've been at this for like over a month now, and I only have 9 quests still when I need 20 of them to get the achievement. I feel like I'm never getting this done. It's going to be a race for if I finish Old Man Barlow first or Legion first somehow. And I was still trying to get that one final resin in Dragonflight that I was not having luck with, but it's okay. Eventually, Tuesday did come around, reset day, and the day of player housing, one of the biggest things to happen to World of Warcraft. And I went to log in, and of course, there was an 8-hour maintenance. And I shouldn't even say 8-hour maintenance because it got extended for even longer than those 8 hours. But I really wanted to fish, so once again, I loaded up another game that had fishing within it, and I wanted to play that for a little bit.
All the servers are down, so we're here to fish in another one of my favorite games, the Ocarina of Time. We got the fishing place right here. Let's head on in, bro. Ah, the fishing pond. Hey man, what you got for me? Well, don't you want to go fishing for 20 rupees? Of course. All right, we got our fishing rod. Let's get out here and fish, man. Let's cast our line. Come on, let's catch something. Oh, got you, sucker. Got you, sucker. Nah. You coming in with me. Come on. Get back here. Come on. I got your ass. Come on. Get back. Come on. Don't let him get away. Am I not? There we go. What we got? Well, 3 pounds. What? Nah, he can go back. We need a bigger one. All right, let's cast another line. Come on, let's get a big one. Oh, here we go. Wait, I missed that. There's an even bigger one right there. There's always a bigger fish, man. Come on, we can get this guy, though. Come on. Reel his ass in. He's getting reeled in easy. He's got to be small. This is like a 1 pound. Look at that. That's pathetic. Now, what are you looking impressed for? That's pathetic. 2 pounds? I mean, that seems pretty average to me, actually. Get over here. Come on. Another 3-pounder, bro. I don't want these. Dude, what is with all these tiny fish catching, man? Oh, that looks a little bit bigger, actually. 4 pounds. Wow, biggest one yet. Hey, 4 is pretty big if you ask me. I think 4 is massive, actually. Way bigger than average. That's what my wife says. Well, I think that's enough fishing in here today. I think the servers are almost up. I could play this all day. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I could fish here in Ocarina of Time all freaking day, but it gets pretty repetitive. So I don't know if y'all want to keep watching that. Let's check out player housing, I guess.
I finally hopped back onto World of Warcraft, and it was time to get my house. I headed over to the portal room and headed into Razorwind Shores, where my guild was waiting for me because they wanted me to pick my house first. So I searched all around the shores, looking for houses by the coast. You know, I wanted the best house for fishing. It was actually pretty nice. I did like exploring the neighborhood. Let me know what you guys think down below. I am, of course, in the Horde neighborhood because I'm a Horde player. I don't mess with Alliance like that. I'm gonna be real. But eventually, I did find the place that I wanted to make my house, all the way at the bottom, on its lonesome, no neighbors, and it had this cool little pirate ship that was wrecked next to it. I thought that was a cool touch. So I bought the property and I made my house. I also did keep exploring around a little bit. I wanted to look at other people's houses, see the different little NPC places, you know, little vendors and stuff. And I actually did get a little bit mad because first, there was like this whole little fisherman area where they had all these fisher people and they didn't sell any fishing related furniture here. What the hell? What are we thinking here? This was like the most obvious thing ever. Where's the little fish that you put on the wall and it sings a song? Like, how was that not an obvious thing to put into the game? Blizzard, do it for me. I know at least somebody who works at Blizzard has to have seen one of my videos. Come on, please. But over here is also when I realized something crazy that changed in this new update that blew my mind, and maybe I overreacted a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa! Dude, why would they do this? Do you guys even know what I just realized? Do you guys even realize what has happened with this update? Are we serious right now? I am genuinely upset by this. Did your keybinds change? No, this is something that changed for everyone. How could they do this? They changed the mouse cursor. Why would they change the mouse cursor? It's been the same mouse cursor for 21 years! I'm gonna need a side-by-side. I didn't even notice. All right, so here it is here. Am I tripping? Wait, did they? Yeah, okay. They did. For a second, I thought they changed it on Classic, too. Why would they do this? Listen, some might say this isn't a big deal, but to me, this was a big deal. This cursor has been with me for 21 years, and to just replace it like that, like it's nothing, I loved this cursor. It didn't need to change. Rest in peace to my boy. You will never be forgotten. But back to player housing itself, though, I kind of realized I'm not really creative when it comes to making my house, or at least I felt very uncreative. I was seeing some of the crazy builds people online were making. Like that Harry Potter house, that thing was crazy. Did you guys see that thing? Maybe I'll put it on screen for a quick second. But you know, I'll work on mine. Maybe I'll get to some cool stuff eventually. But it also might be hard because, you know, I want to stick to my challenge of mostly only fishing. And I know for some furniture, you have to do a lot of stuff to get, you know, stuff. So there might not be a whole lot that I can get from just being a fisherman. But we'll see what I want to do. And I'll show you guys around my house if I ever do make anything crazy. I am not gonna have a crazy house. Like, you guys want to see a player house I have made in a different game? I've shown it before. Let's show you guys a Vezipoo made player house. Guys, this is my my guild neighborhood. Yeah, WoW could learn a thing or two from player housing in a real MMO. This is what I'm talking about, baby. Let's check it out, baby. Look at my house in this game. So we got this is it right here. This is it. We've got a bathtub with the view of the beach. Yes, sir. And then if you wanna get stuff for your house in this game, you gotta call up the catalog lady on the phone. There you go. This is how you order stuff. Well, you kind of order everything. You can order, yeah, statues. You buy clothes here though too. You can buy a whole ass outside of a house. 9,000 jelly beans. I have enough for that. You know, aside from player housing too, Toontown also does have some pretty fun fishing. You know, if you head on over to one of the fishing spots, you know, they got the little pools and you throw out your cast, your line, and you catch a balloon fish. They got really cool fish in this game too. What else we got? A more eel. I haven't done this in so long. Oh, that was spot on. Ooh, the grape peanut butter and jellyfish. Ooh, a catfish. Get it? Get it? Catfish? Listen, I'm not going to sit here and fish forever, you know? Maybe let me know in the comments down below. Maybe next time there's a long server maintenance on WoW, we'll deep dive some Toontown fishing bingo or something. There is lots of room still in our neighborhood, so if you want to join, you know, apply to be in our guild. I don't personally run the guild, but I do have some say in the guild, and, you know, no drama, of course. We are very chill here, so any sort of drama, you're going to be kicked out, and, of course, you know, no inappropriate buildings, especially on the outside. You know, do whatever you want inside your house, I guess, but if you're going to do something weird and inappropriate, lock your door at least. So yeah, I'm not too sure how much of an effect player housing is going to have here on FishLocked. I will still hang around the neighborhood, maybe host some community fishing events here, but I'll see how it goes when it comes to, you know, checking out my house. I will check out everybody else's houses, of course, maybe showcase them in some videos. Sorry, randomly putting this somewhere before the outro. I actually did get Old Man Barlow to have Croclists in the city twice this week, and you know, I don't really want to rant, but once again, I got no pet. Dude, this is getting ridiculous, Barlow, okay? I have been here. I got to Burning Crusade like 4 months ago almost, and I only have 2 pets to show for it still? This is getting ridiculous, old man. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that gift exchange that I talked about in the last episode, so you know, Christmas spirit, FishLocked spirit, whatever you want to call it, I'm doing it because I should have all the pets by now, I feel like. Back to wherever I was in the video. All right, one more thing to finish off Dragonflight, even though I'm not fully done, but this has taken forever, all right? I finally have enough for it all. Create, and done. Bastion slot. Holy shit. You see, I got like a couple more achievements along the way. I'm not actually sure which one of these I ended up like putting in videos and forgetting to put in the videos. I'm really bad at taking notes. I know I'm not as good as the other YouTubers who do these challenges, but these are good. These are good. Oh, hey, what's up? What's up, Panda Man? There we go. Dragonflight. I'd say like 80% done. There's still a couple more achievements, but oh, who's this guy? Probably not as good of a fisherman as me. Wait, I want that hat. How did you get that hat, bro? I didn't see that on the crafting orders. But overall, man, I think I had a successful week of fishing. And next week is going to be a big one as well, because next week we finally do it. We begin the War Within. I know there's a lot to do in the War Within, and I'm kind of going to go in blind. Of course, I know about the mount, and I know that you get it from a fishing derby, but I don't actually know much about the fishing derby itself, so I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna have a good time. But guys, don't think that FishLocked ends as soon as we get through the War Within. I'm gonna have tons of other stuff to do. Of course, we're gonna go into midnight, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time. I plan to keep FishLocked going for a long time, so don't think it's gonna go anywhere. It might not be weekly anymore at a certain point. It will still keep going, and I will still keep having series going, so I will keep making a new video every week at least, so don't think I'm going anywhere either, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't. Why did I just say that? That's like a YouTuber thing. I forget I said that. Keep fishing, my friends, and I'll see you all again in the next time on FishLocked.